And we are live.
Yes, sir. What's up?
What's up, man? So, who are we and what is this channel?
What a way to introduce this man. Who are you, Krishan?
Um, I'm just a guy.
Yeah, we can see that. I think we can see that.
Yeah.
Good enough. Good enough.
And who are you?
I'm just a guy trying to survive. I'm just a guy who's too bored for his own good.
Right. So anyway, this channel, Tenderlings, what is it about?
Tenderlings, man. We're just some tender goddamn people. uh, the thing is, we have wanted to do something like this ever since the podcast boom of like 2023, 24.
Yeah.
And we are people who approach a lot of disciplines. We have a lot of hobbies and we are really tender about it.
Yep.
So what this is basically an outlet for us to tenderly express our hobbies and the things we like.
Our interests, exactly. So both of us are big philosophy geeks. Kishla is a big psychology geek. I'm not as much as him in this regard, very clearly. The Dostoevsky, my man. Let me pull out my copy of Dostoevsky. Hold up. सामने कौन सा है? रुक जाओ.
Dude,
There we go.
there has not been a single day. There has not been a single day where this book has not been useful to me.
Exactly.
Such a good book.
And let us get out our emotional support books together.
Oh man, my emotional support book.
There
Oh,
we
no. God damn it.
So,
Crazy. Of course it's fucking Murakami, of course.
of course, right?
Yeah,
So-
of course.
So this channel is an outlet for us to do the weird shit we always wanted to do but never could do.
Exactly. Weird, random from A to Z. There is no
Yeah.
proper rigidity to us.
One video might be about the myth of Sisyphus and the next video would be about why sharpeners are the best inventions in the world. Right?
Bro, I'm telling you, these are literally the best inventions ever created. I will see. Like, what do you mean I can just sharp a pencil, bro? This is peak design.
Exactly. What do you mean you can reuse a piece of writing work other than the
Hello?
refillable fanciest pens? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Krishan,
Bolo.
top 5 pencils that you use.
Okay, I'm gonna be judged hard for this, but I'm a mechanical pencil guy.
Nah, bro. That's. Can explain to me your thought process.
Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out.
Mhm.
I am a math kid.
Man, why must you hate yourself so much?
So, yeah, for the viewers, if there will be any in this video, there probably won't, but I am an undergraduate mathematics student. So, yeah, I'm a math kid, and we math kids hate ourselves. So, I do use wooden pencils, but
The goat.
I use this shit as well.
Man, I'm just a classic vanilla wooden guy, man.
Hear me out.
I don't subscribe to.
Hear me out. The advantage of a mechanical pencil. Well, doesn't exist. It's a consumerist fad, but still, I prefer them.
Filthy consumer, bitch ass.
No, like I don't have to worry about the pencil disintegrating because it fell down a couple times, right? I can change the leads and stuff. There are advantages, but then again,
Yeah, you can, instead of having the pencil drop, you can have your box of leads drop, and bam, you don't have leads anymore for your pencil.
But there's one lead currently in the pencil that is well isolated by layers of rubber and shit, right? So you can still make do.
I mean, ever since the beginning, I've always been like a keyboard bro. Camlin kid. I had those big Camlin pencils.
Oh my, that was a
Those
different
were
era, Kishle. That was a
those were
different
the
era.
shit, man. Those were the shit.
That was a different era, Kishle. You do understand, right?
Definitely, like, bro, we'd get those essay writing. We'd go to those essay writing competitions,
Yep,
and I would bring like four of those, fully sharpened.
yep.
Yeah,
Because ऐसे लिखते लिखते pencil sorry, we are supposed to speak in English, but like because yeah, whatever, right? But still, like because if you sharpen the pencil while writing the essay, it interrupts your flow of creativity, right? We are all Shakespeare's.
exactly.
We are all
This is
Murakamis in fourth
precisely
grade.
exactly. This is precisely why this is such a good tool because you could have these sharpened earlier, and bam, you have an arsenal of
Ooh, another thing
creativity.
about thin lead mechanical pencils is they do not need sharpening.
This is why that's the worst invention ever made. Because how can you disrespect the holy sharpener? This is this is the best thing ever made. Dude, do you know like those sharpeners that you like have on your desk and you insert your pencil
It's
into
like
and that
a roller
automatically.
thing. It's a roller thing. Yeah.
Bro, I need that. That is so goated. That's like
Okay,
one of the best things I've ever seen.
okay. If I ever get that, I'm switching to wooden pencils the second I get that. Okay.
See? See, I told you, man.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to see a rare find? I have something. Hold on. So, in my German classes, I stole something. This is a Mars Lumograph pencil. It is by Stadler, and this is made in Germany. And guess what? Guess what? My bitch ass burnt this thing.
Kishla, I'm gonna break the fourth wall and magically appear in your house right now.
My bitch ass burnt this thing because okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I am not really a saint. I'm not really that big of a virgin. Okay, I was taking a smoke and I felt funny, TK. I felt funny. So I thought, okay, what if I light my cigarette after lighting this thing? And I did, okay, my dumbass thought, ki, okay, this pencil's kind of strong. It's not gonna catch on fire. Guess what?
It did.
It caught. And I'm like, and dude, you should have seen my reaction. I was saying like, oh, I'm seeing a pencil burn for the first time. Like, holy shit, this burns. It's one of those things that I've never fucking witnessed in my whole life. I saw a pencil burn, and I don't know if you can see this here. It's a bit charred.
I can. It's
Yeah,
barely visible. Yes.
yeah, it's charred and it's crazy. And the thing
Okay.
is,
Okay. So here's the thing.
yeah,
I have an analogy. You know
okay,
how you know how there are very less images of glasses of water filled to the brim available on the internet, and so
mm,
if you give ChatGPT a prompt to generate a glass filled to the brim, it won't. It would fill it up to like the socially acceptable mark. That is what is
uh-huh.
happening to you.
Bro, you didn't have to like go that deep type shit.
Again, this.
Elaborate. Elaborate for the people watching. Elaborate.
Okay, so here's the thing. So generative AI essentially is one of the least intelligent things on the planet. Okay, it is.
Fact.
If you give it a prompt, it scours its databases for the words in the prompt, images it has on the words, and it just mishmashes pixels together to create a sort of cohesive image which has been framed through like years and years of training, right? It is not really inherently intelligent if you talk about philosophical implication. So since there if you like give it a prompt to generate something which is far less available on the internet, for example a glass of water filled to the very brim, what will happen is it will say, okay, glass of water, I can generate that, I have many images of that, so I'll just generate that. Since there are less number of images or almost no images of glasses of water filled to the very brim, no matter how many times you reprompt it, you will likely not get a glass of water filled to the brim. That's how stupid Gen AI is, everyone. It cannot generate a glass of water filled to the brim and people say it'll take my job.
That's the weird thing about artificial intelligence is the nomenclature in itself is kind of a fallacy because
Okay, but then
like
again,
every
it is not. It is not because
I mean from a functionalist perspective, artificial intelligence it does what it's supposed to, but like in psychology for like 200 years like psychologists have still been debating the definition of intelligence. Like the greatest one that Bachelor popularized, like intelligence is a sum aggregate ability to think rationally, deal effectively with one's environment, and have goal directed behavior. That's outdated. So I ask you, what do you think intelligence is?
first of all, okay. Secondly, I feel like artificial intelligence works because that is exactly how real intelligence works. Hear me out. This will sound stupid, but
Okay.
but I promise I'll make it make sense. Okay. So okay, for the audiences, we are both debaters who debate stupid things. Okay, so we can make things make sense. So that is our usual opening. This will sound stupid, but I'll make it make sense. Anyways, um,
Mhm.
anyhow, uh, you know that a glass of water filled to the brim exists because you have seen it, right?
Mhm.
The AI dataset has not. You can imagine a glass of water filled to the brim because you have seen it before, but you cannot imagine a new color, can you? Or a new smell, because you have never experienced these things before. Essentially, these things aren't in the dataset of your mind. So intelligence works by reproduction, doesn't it? Like you essentially mishmash things from your subconscious, your conscious, your unconscious memories, and then you produce what you call thought. So and that is what ChatGPT does. It's just perhaps does not have the layerings of subconscious, conscious, unconscious in it, but it also pulls data from a dataset and jumbles it together. Now, where does lie the difference in my opinion? I had talked about this to you before physically. Like, AI does not have the stimulus to create, right? AI can only respond to stuff as far as it is now. Once it does have the consciousness drive, the survival drive, the creation drive, the curiosity drive, we are in from some Blade Runner Terminator bullshits. But right now, AI is just responding. It's a glorified fucking call center.
It's a response machine per se, huh?
Yeah, have you heard about the Chinese room thought experiment?
Yes, sir, I have.
This thing, right? Essentially, so the person inside does not understand Chinese. He has a rule book with a perfect set of rules that can interpret Chinese squiggles to English, right? So it takes a squiggle from basket number 1 and puts it next to a squiggle from basket number 2 and just matches things up. So essentially, when you enter a text in Chinese to it, it'll perfectly translate to you in English, but it has no idea about how Chinese or English actually work. That
Work.
is that is I think quintessentially what generative AI is right now.
But that is different from intelligence because the thing about intelligence is key. We possess human intelligence leads to understanding, which leads to knowledge. The sole difference between our intelligence and AI's intelligence is that AI cannot know anything. AI doesn't have that epistemological abilities. AI
Nice.
can only reference things.
Right, right. So
And there, the thing you
our
said about
mhm.
the thing you said about the way thought is created inside our head is just a reinterpretation of sense data.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. But the thing is, we can work with that. We can develop on that. We can we have intuition. Artificial intelligence only is a response machine. It can only connect things, it cannot build upon them.
Right, right. So essentially,
Hmm.
we are in agreement, but we are taking things in different angles. Uh,
Like we always do,
like
huh?
we always, this has been us
Yeah.
since fucking 2014. Okay, so it's if anything, that's the most unsurprising thing here. So here's the thing. I feel like although AI right now is generative, is a glorified response machine,
Hmm.
but the way these neural networks are being trained now, some degree of this intuition and understanding has already been established. So from my rudimentary understanding of psychology and neurology, uh, understanding is essentially the ability to frame a connection between two data points, maybe cause and effect, maybe A and B, or whatever, right?
Hmm.
AI is already doing that. Secondly, intuition is a way to generate a prediction from your existing knowledge. That is what generative AI does. It is a gross oversimplification, but I feel like this is starting to happen somewhere along the way. Right.
I mean, AI is trying to, indeed, is trying to replicate that sort of mechanisms. I will agree, but I don't think it can be up to that level yet. The thing is, people talk about artificial intelligence going full Terminator style, like you just mentioned, but that's the thing. And the thing is, we were talking about this previously as well. I don't think artificial intelligence can ever become conscious about its own self, because I think intelligence, conscience, and sentience are three interlinked entities or characteristics within within a working system that takes in information, experiences the information, and creates a conclusion. Like, have you heard about the thought experiment? Have you heard that thought experiment about this brilliant scientist lady who has devoted her whole life into an understanding the way color works, all those frequencies and wavelengths and how they might appear and how they might function.
Mm-hmm.
She has all of that jotted down, plotted down, but she's blind. She has never experienced those colors.
Oh.
I believe, I believe, so the main question of this thought experiment is when her blindness is cured and when she sees color for the first time, does she get to know something?
Hmm.
What do you think?
Shirato.
Do
Shirato.
you acquire new knowledge by experiencing something?
Shirato. I have a take on this, but before that, since we were talking about thought experiments with relation to color, uh, there's this interesting find of mine. It is it's a thought proposition, not a thought experiment.
Okay.
It says everyone's favorite color is the same.
Elaborate.
Yeah, I love that face. Anyways, okay, so this is pink, right?
Yeah.
Describe me this color without using anything that is of this color.
When I look at this color, I feel warm. I feel a bit attracted.
No, no,
This is a
no.
very
No, this
simple.
I am asking for an objective description of this color. Like if an alien agency that is colorblind comes up, how would you describe them this color?
How would you do that without referring to what you feel from it? Because at the end of the day, it's all just sense data, and sensory
Exactly.
data makes us feel, right?
Exactly. So what happens is this is of a particular wavelength, and that is an objective property, right? This reflects a particular
Mhm.
wavelength of light. And when our retina perceives it, our brain labels it as pink. I cannot describe this to you without like referencing either something that is pink or how
Mhm.
I personally feel that this is. Right.
Mhm.
So it is not beyond theoretical possibility that I perceive my perception of this and your perception of this are the same.
Well, we can have empirical. We can have empirical keyboard. We can take 100,000 people and we can show them, oh, what color do you see? I can almost guarantee if they don't have color blindness, they're gonna say that the cloth on the right side of me is pink and the cloth on the left side of me is black. We can empirically kind of
Okay, two
deduce
things. Okay, two
colors.
things. Okay, two things. My camera is bad and this is blue. And secondly, secondly, this is a trust me bro moment. I'm so sorry. But secondly, that is not empirical understanding. That's just labeling, right?
How come?
So that is labeling because you call it pink. People agree that this color has to be called pink. But
Mm-hmm.
many people will tell you they feel disdain for this color. This looks like unicorn vomit to them. And
Okay.
many people will tell you this looks like cherry blossoms to them. So
Mm-hmm.
clearly, your experience of each color is different, and therefore the perception you have of each color is your own, right? So
Yeah.
it is entirely possible what I see as yellow, you see as blue, and therefore it is entirely possible that everyone in the world perceives the same emotion, perceives the same quality out of the, or for the best word possible, perceives the same identity out of their favorite colors. Ergo, everyone in the world has the same favorite color, but we label it different because we have been taught to. You know this is called pink only because your kindergarten teacher taught you this is pink,
That's interesting.
right?
That's really interesting. Okay. So from what I understand, my emotional support bear, people might say this is yellow because I perceive the feelings that I would after seeing something of a color that's yellow.
Sunshine,
But to Hannah,
traditional.
exactly.
Huh.
But what you're proposing, ki, oh, what if it's not? What if to you that's something that's like a totally different color, but you're feeling the same things you would,
Exactly.
I would after seeing yellow. Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. So what was the original question again?
Uh,
Oh, thought experiment, scientist color.
yeah, I brought that thought experiment because the thing is, she is an intelligent human being,
Okay.
clearly,
Clearly.
right? But when you get to understand, when you get to experience something in your own sentience, and when you're consciously, again, experiencing that, do you get to learn something new? And if you somehow put an artificial intelligence in the same situation, will they get to learn something new? Emphasis on the word learn and know.
No. Okay. Here's the thing. I told you about like artificial intelligence will be conscious and sentient only if it has an inherent curiosity drive and a survival drive, right? So carrying that
Mhm.
piece of thought forward, if an artificial intelligence currently is told that this is furniture cleaner,
Mhm.
it will just say, okay, this is furniture cleaner. I've read that this has so and so chemicals. It does so and so things. Put it into my database. Right.
Mhm.
But once artificial intelligence becomes sentient slash conscious, it
A
will,
huge assumption, by the way.
if slash when,
Yes,
let's just
yeah.
put it that way, okay. It will think, okay, damn, fridge cleaner, blue. I wonder how it tastes like. That is essentially that is essentially
Uh,
a kid trying to discover the world, right? We all know
yeah.
that this contains some bases and it will taste bitter, but
Mhm.
again, what is bitter?
Yeah.
How do my senses perceive bitter? Some people like bitter foods. What if what I
Mhm.
perceive as sweet they perceive as bitter? Like, what if the experience I have when I have something sweet, they have the same experience when they have something bitter?
Could be. I think it's more about comfort, really. Because let's say when I eat something sweet, I feel comfortable, and when I eat something bitter, I feel uncomfortable. But there lie people who eat something bitter and they're like, "Oh, this is the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah,
I wanna marry this piece of bitter gourd and have them as
yeah.
have my
That was the point.
yeah."
Experience means like what feelings do I have when I taste this. Same goes for
Mm-hmm.
experience in color, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
No, that goes for like almost every sensory data then.
exactly, like like I forgot the specific school of philosophy. Oh, solipsism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything exists because we perceive it to exist, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, we are going to those depths if you want to debate. If you want to debate like, does AI know better when it becomes conscious or sentient, right? And the thing is, we
Mhm.
don't really have answers to those questions because all of us are conscious, sentient, perceiving beings trying to make sense of the irrational and stupid world around them.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But we have created a non-conscious, non-sentient entity, an interpretative and responsive entity that tries to make sense of the data sets is given to it. So if it ever attains consciousness, if it ever attains consciousness, it'll be interesting
Mm-hmm.
to see how maybe we'll get answers to these age-old philosophical questions we have never had.
Could be. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
I I really ever since DeepSeek came to be and they added the deep thinking feature in all of artificial
Yeah.
intelligence chatbot bullshits, it's really interesting to see how AI thinks. Because, of course, it's just picking things out of random and just translating the Chinese pieces from the English ones. But then again, as you mentioned, we do that.
We do that, right?
Yes, exactly.
So
And
so where lies the difference in the thought process? I'm sure we know that we are different because they are not conscious, they are not sentient. We are conscious, we are sentient. We have a survival drive, we have a curiosity drive. They have neither of those things. But in the thought process part of it alone, how is, if it is, human thought inherently different from AI thought?
I think it's okay. Functionally, the act of establishing patterns among things,
Yeah, functionally the pata hai.
functionally it's the
Functionally the
same.
pata,
But I think,
epistemologically.
what differentiates us from artificial intelligence is that we have a larger LLM data set, right?
Agreed, agreed.
Like if you look at people like William Shakespeare, James Blake, like the very fields of artistry emerges because we can make sense out of nonsensical things, right? What I mean, right?
Yeah.
To have your way with language, to describe things, that to make
Okay.
sense out of essentially nothing. AI can't do that.
Okay, so I feel like there's two answers to this. Yes, our LLMs are larger, but they're also smaller. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out,
Okay.
hear me out. When I say smaller, I mean my LLM is far more localized than an AI's LLM. I don't know what a fucking author from Gabon wrote, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Gabon is the country exists and I lost in a mun when playing Gabon once. Right. So
Uh-huh.
um so essentially the I and T thing. So
What is that?
okay, so AI's LLM is broader, our LLM is narrower but deeper.
Hmm.
Right.
I get that.
So if hypothetically we create a new AI model where we are able to perfectly supply it LLMs data sets up to human depth of comprehension, will
Hmm.
its thought be fundamentally different from my thought?
That's interesting. But I think no. But I think I'll tell you why. Because human thought is not only just driven by how much do you know and understand. It is also driven by your bodily functions, how you're feeling right now. Did you eat food today? Did you break up with somebody this morning,
Ah, nice, nice. That is a very nice
or
take.
or did you like have the best food ever today and you're just jubilant? Did you have the best time with your friends? Did your friend who lives in another country came to visit you? The thing is, you've heard this claim, right? The entirety of ethics is just feeling. I say the entirety of everything that we do is simply based on how we feel.
That is an interesting take. So you're saying that the fact that we are sentient and have a conscience directly impacts our thought process as well, and the three are not disconnected, or like not even like thought is directly influenced by that. That is true.
Yes. Have you? There was a really interesting study done by Cambridge, okay, where they had judges and they saw how many criminals the judges pardoned simply on the one factor that have they eaten today. So if a judge who hasn't eaten anything for like 6 7 hours, 6 7, he is more likely to not pardon any criminal because
Yeah,
he
I
himself
get that. I get that.
right.
You know how at the end of our board exams we used to be like, damn, bro must have had a fight with his wife before checking my copy. It is that thing.
Exactly, this is what I'm talking about.
It is that thing.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, only bro knows how many times he has fought with his wife because he whatever. But yeah,
Hannah
ah, that
reminds
is
me of reminds me of my physics teacher back in class 9 10.
who
একটা ম্যাম ছিল, I don't remember her name.
Shubhagata ma'am, right? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, she was strict as hell, man. Holy.
Yes, yes, but like uh, we
I
connected.
respect her though. Yeah, definitely. She was a wonderful person. But
No,
no,
like,
she was strict.
hear me out. We connected on Instagram once, and
Yeah.
she is the sweetest outside of her class.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, audience, me and Kishle have been school friends as well. We were in the same school for the past 11 years before we both graduated out of high school. So, references will be there, okay? Can't help it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Sucks
what
to
you,
be you if you don't know us.
yeah, this is what you live with. I mean, what are you even doing here? Go watch a Vsauce video or something.
Yeah, Hannah?
Hmm.
Yeah, Vsauce came to. What is that girl's name? She runs a podcast called
Yeah,
This is Science, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Something.
yeah. They
Yeah,
both
I have
started
the.
they both started a podcast together. I saw the episode. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I have that on my watch later list. I need to probably watch that today after this one.
Yeah, sure. I'll study multiplexers. We have different lives now.
Boo, boring.
Here's the thing. I have my computer science examination, like end semester examination on the 10th. So I
Hmm.
cannot, and I have not studied this one topic the entire semester. So here we
Uh,
are.
yeah, how did your Bengali paper go?
No, my Bengali paper is on the 16th.
Oh, 16. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
How much are you studying? Dude,
Uh,
I have been bombarded with language ever since I joined
Goitha
Goethe.
happened. Goitha happened. Yep.
Yeah, because now I'm learning all the Germanic language, not just German. I'm taking references from Dutch, I'm taking references from English,
Uh,
and now, like, of course, Latin as well, the mother of all languages,
you
right?
can't not do
You
Latin.
can't you can't not be interested in linguistics and not know either Latin or Greek.
Yep.
So,
Or both, like in my case.
or both, yeah. And how are you gonna read the classics?
Exactly.
One of the primary reasons I am learning German, and I want to know your take on this, is that I am extremely skeptical of translations. I do not really.
Okay, so
It's so
hear me out.
weird.
Hear me out. Hear me
Translate.
out. Hear me out.
Let me provide my viewpoint as to why. Uh, do you remember what I said 5 minutes ago?
Yes, we were talking about the thought experiment of the
Mhm.
scientist lady who has spent her entire life researching about colors but is blind.
Okay. So you were able to like summarize that and put that into words, but that wasn't really the words 100% of what I used.
This is
You
the
made it
this is
57%.
the Chinese room all over again. Yes, but
Exactly. I'm really skeptical of language. I really want to read people like
hear
Hegel
me
and
out.
Nietzsche in their core
Hear
language,
me out.
especially Freud.
Hear me out. I know a person
Yeah.
who has gotten in touch with Murakami's only translator in Asia.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
he translates his Japanese work to Bengali. Okay,
Ooh,
uh, yes,
interesting.
he's also, I believe, in Calcutta University. He is the HOD of electrical engineering or something. Okay, so, interesting dude indeed.
My
So,
condolences.
so here's what the translator had to say about translating works. Okay,
Uh-huh.
when you have ass crack authors like Murakami,
Hmm.
the translation turns out to be finest because because they because here's what he said about Murakami. Like, he's
Uh,
like the most perfectionist person in the world.
mhm.
On a bad day,
On a bad day.
would be far better than Murakami.
Ah,
Okay, so
makes
he
sense.
essentially bickers about every single word. Like, does fire make sense or blaze make sense here, right?
Hmm.
So when you have ass crack authors like that, or ass crack translators like that,
Hmm.
the translation ends up doing a pretty good job.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that translations are essentially a bad thing or they fail in certain regards. I just I just want to know what the original words use that were used.
That
Because
is
like
fair.
even when you look at the Bible, even if you look at the Bible from Hebrew, a lot of messages got lost in translation.
And
And that's the
a lot of names got messed up as well.
exactly. And that's the nature of changing mediums is that you will lose some of the intended message.
Yep, yep. And
Yeah.
even more so, if you translate from like different language families to one another, that causes even
Mhm.
more commotion. If you translate like among the
Yeah.
European languages, among the
Mhm.
Roman languages, it's so like, the sounds are a bit less in English than in other languages, but pretty much
Mhm.
there's like a huge intersection. So,
Yeah.
and sounds is what makes words, right? We both know about pidgins and creoles and stuff. So
Mhm.
therefore it still kind of works. But when you translate something brazenly different like Japanese to English,
Yeah.
that or like Hebrew to Latin, that's when a lot of the fuss happens.
Yeah. Like the root of all languages and where they connect the exact origin. The thing is, when languages were evolving, they branched out so broadly.
Yeah,
And the best and worst thing about languages is that they have words for some events and phenomena, and they don't have words for other
yeah,
phenomena.
like Schadenfreude, right?
Yeah, Schadenfreude.
Since you're learning German, that came to mind.
That's such a
So, so, sh-
colloquial word, right?
so Schadenfreude is essentially the pleasure derived by someone else's misfortune. So,
Yes,
there is no equivalent word for that in English.
exactly.
Uh, a best translation for "he had Schadenfreude" to English would be "he had Schadenfreude."
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
And this
So,
is precisely how, and this exact phenomena, when the translation is too complicated, the what the language does is that it adopts that very word into its own language as well.
right.
you have so many words in English that are borrowed from French, like commencer
Dara, Dara,
and
Dara, Dara, Dara.
essays and
I need,
stuff.
I need, I need to pull out a source right now in front of you, Dara. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm excited.
Of course you are. It's me. Oh, you're not? Okay. So,
I'm worried more than excited.
this is a novel called The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera.
Mhm,
Milan
mhm.
Kundera is like this Czech French novelist, okay?
Uh,
Czechoslovakian French novelist, rather. Right, because that's when he was born.
mhm.
So, have you heard this word? It's a Proto German word. It's called Kish, K I T S C H.
I have heard of it, yeah, sometimes.
So, if
Not
you,
really often.
Harokja, if you like Google Kish, you get, and I'm reading it out,
Mhm.
art, objects, or design considered to be in poor taste because of excessive garishness or sentimentality, but sometimes appreciated in an ironic or knowing way. Right?
Yeah.
This is how Milan Kundera defines Kish as, and I have an entire fucking. He has like multiple pages on Kish. Okay.
Mhm.
Can I find it? Hold up. Uh, relation of all. Okay. So
As he finds it, I want you guys to look at the best thing ever created.
yeah,
Uh,
his bear. I
guess
believe. I'm not even looking at my screen.
what?
It's your bear.
Guess what? The bear is also a sharp.
I'm gonna. Okay, I'm just gonna Google it. Kish is a German word born in the middle of the sentimental 19th century and from German is entered all Western languages. Repeated use, however, has obliterated its original metaphysical meaning. Kish is the absolute denial of shit, both in the literal and figurative sense of the word. Kish excludes everything from its purview which is essentially acceptable in human existence.
That is an interesting description.
Yes, so
And it reminds me of this phenomena in linguistics. I don't know what it's called,
ball ball.
but it's essentially what happens is that when a particular word is used a lot of time, when a particular word gains popularity among masses, the original meaning is diluted because the word is used in several contexts. Like, if I am to give a recent example, a
Okay,
lot of
I believe it's
psychological
yeah.
talk,
I believe it's called semantic satiation.
semantic satiation, yeah, a lot of,
Yeah.
and this is so prevalent in like therapy talk. Like like even in common lingo, you have people saying like, "Oh, I
I'm
have
depressed.
ADHD.
I'm
I'm,
depressed. I
I'm
have
depressed."
ADHD.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
no, the fuck you're not. You're just sad.
Yeah, you're just sad. It's a phenomena. Because, and here's the thing, having depression and to be depressed
Are
are two
two completely
different
different
things.
things.
Yeah, because depression is a state, is a prolonged state of being depressed.
Yes.
Yes, you can be depressed for like maybe
2 hours.
mhm, like extreme peak sadness where your entire uh, spiritual connections are shattered. Yes,
20
you can feel
minutes.
down.
20
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah, but you can't really
Yeah.
fall into depression. Usually what happens?
Oh, Kishle, I read this rom-com and the main character died. I'm so
Uh,
depressed.
yeah, man. No, Kashanu, I watched Titanic, man. That shit was depressing,
I I watched
bro.
I watched Attack on Titan.
I still haven't recovered though. We're not gonna.
We are not gonna go there. We
Uh,
are not gonna.
uh, I
Uh,
need a BoJack Horseman poster over there to remind me of my miseries.
BoJack
'Cause-
Horseman was like one of the five good things that that ever came out of Netflix. Okay.
Exactly. BoJack Horseman. Watching BoJack Horseman was my 9/11. Okay, imagine this is
it
my
it
mental state.
it was traumatic, but it changed you for the better.
Imagine this is my mental and spiritual state,
Yeah.
and here comes Bojack tiptoeing around. It fucking jabs me in my throat, man.
Okay, so
Just jagged everything I know.
there's this Netflix show that does not get enough love. Okay. Uh, in
Uh-huh.
fact, Netflix did not give it enough love because they scrapped it after the first season. It was so good that Netflix scrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Inside Job.
Inside, yeah, I've heard of it.
I've told you about it, bitch. You have not watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should watch it.
The thing about Netflix and OTT platforms is that I personally think, and I'm really against this idea of like fucking OTT platforms. I think it's the bastardization of cinema. I think anything that tries to take art and tries to convert it as a product is a heinous activity, and I think they should be
But
rather
but
reprimanded.
but that is cinema as well because you pay money to buy tickets.
No, but the thing is, the experience is really not the same. I'll tell you what Netflix really does. Netflix has a set of cinematographers that they assign to the team, and they go like, this is exactly how your film should look. When Guillermo del Toro made Frankenstein recently,
Hmm.
that was, and I love Guillermo del Toro, by the way, great director.
Yeah, yeah.
Frankenstein looked like shit, absolute dog shit. It was a CGI dog fest. I didn't see anything that I saw in Pan's Labyrinth. It was not the same guy
Okay, so
who
here's the
made.
thing. Here's the thing.
Before I continue, I just want to say, I hate with especially streaming is how they treat films like vending machines. Like, oh,
Yeah,
this is the vending machine, and you're gonna pay your fucking buck, and you're gonna watch whatever movie you want. Do you
yeah.
know? Okay, do you know Netflix bought Warner Brothers?
I know. I
So,
yes.
so HBO and HBO Max are
Are
now
now
gonna be,
Netflix.
I think, yeah, in Netflix now. If you wanna watch Game of Thrones, yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, bah humbug. Are you happy with that? I really hate how they're using films as like transaction tokens. It's just so belittles it so much. I hate that.
And in general, I feel like as the overall volume of production of media has increased over the last, especially last 2 decades,
Hmm.
I feel like films are less about expressionalism or like art now, and they're more about box checking so this film sells.
I mean, there are still people who treat film as a medium of self-expression, but yeah, the big guns,
Yeah,
the big
there's
studios.
if you talk about the big directors who still do that, you get Nolan.
I mean, I think Nolan is kind of a bit. I love Nolan's ambition, by the way. Great guy, but I think he's also really marketable, and he kind of leans into that. Like one of the greatest directors I can think of in recent memory is Paul Thomas Anderson.
PTA, yes.
He is the guy, man.
Boogie
He like
Nights.
we need okay, bro. We need to watch One Battle After Another. I haven't watched that film. I need to watch that film. But yeah, like I think cinema is going towards a really unfortunate decline,
Yes.
and I hate that.
Uh, let's talk about like art in general, right? Let's talk about something like folk music.
What's your favorite art form?
Uh, Suicide bombing.
Yeah, kamikaze, that motherfucker.
Yeah. So
God damn. God
so
damn.
yeah. Jokes aside, my favorite art form is paper writing. Okay. Like
Okay.
yeah, either prose or poetry, but like written media, literature, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know what is the semantics of all of this, but when I write something on paper, that looks way more beautiful than I
when you type
type
something,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So here's my interpretation of this. We will not talk
Mhm.
about cinema declining anymore because it's unfortunate. And right before we began recording, I was talking about this to a group of people, and I don't want to do the whole rant again. Okay, we'll do it in some other episode of this. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, I write poetry. I write prose. I have been published a few times as well. You know why am I telling all this
Mhm.
to you? And I also feel like I have made many valiant efforts to write on paper
Okay.
because it feels better as a writer to write on paper. But
Mhm.
I cannot write on paper while in a jam-packed metro train. I can always pull up my phone, notes app, and tip top there, right? So
Mhm.
technology is convenient, and that's why we use it. That is like not a debate at this point. But
Mhm.
what I feel like writing on paper, it is essentially evolution is not the right word, habit is the right word, because uh, in any movie where the author is cooking some hot shit out of in literature, max to max he is using a typewriter.
Okay.
Max to max he is using a typewriter. 90% of cases he is using this old noggin, right, this pen, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I tried to be cool by bringing out my fountain pen, but I just realized I cannot find it for some reason. So anyways, there we
That's
go.
fair.
There we go. This pen.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Huh. So yeah. So that's that. I feel like just because we have been doing this so long in this way feels right. Because humans are at the core creatures of habit, right? If I tell
Mhm.
you, okay, Kishle, from tomorrow, you're not gonna live in your house. I'm gonna put you in a cardboard box or like a fucking tumbler like Diogenes did and throw you in Alam Bazaar. You won't be able to apply that easily, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's that. It's just how it has
You know
been.
why that happens? There's a term called it. There's a term for this. It's called psychological inertia.
It is. It is inertia. Yeah, I was going. I was going for that. I was just not able to find the word. So it is just psychology. It is at least not just psychological inertia, but that's definitely like a paving factor.
Mhm. I think I also think it's, as I said, right. The way you feel things is also influence the bodily functions
Yeah,
that you are
you
performing and
you
things that you're doing.
you feel the pen nib of the pen rubbing on the paper.
Exactly. You
That is
actually
different.
instrument. You
Yeah,
actually feel the flow of the paper. When you write, you can hear the sound of the pencil.
yeah,
And I think all that sensory data is so intimate that whatever you're writing and whatever you intend to mean with what you write is directly, at least a bit influenced by all these factors.
yeah.
The touch
I
of the pencil,
on
the
on board
sound of
with
your
you.
writing.
On board with you. Completely on board with you. The
This is
best of
precisely why, before you continue, this is precisely why calligraphy was a huge thing back in ancient Japan.
yeah,
Because they could feel the beauty coming out of their hands.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
continue.
I am on board with you completely. By the way, can you hear hounding?
Not really.
Okay, the dogs in my neighborhood are going crazy for some reason right now. Thankfully, my
Mhm.
mic filters that out. Uh, this is correct. Like, and in fact, even talking personally, some of the best pieces of work that I have produced, at least to a level of personal satisfaction, have been on paper. So perhaps later for publishing, for giving it to someone, I'll type all that out again, but it'll
Mhm.
begin on paper.
That's the thing. When I've been writing poetry since class 9, and and like every time I begin, I just pick a paper up. I pick this random pencil up, and that's the thing that I don't. This is a ruled page, right?
Hmm.
I don't even follow the rules. I just start randomly squiggling ideas,
Hmm.
and whatever ideas I have squiggled, I make like a mind map,
Hmm.
and then on the next page I sort of see oh, what kind of poetry I have
Hmm.
jumbled up. And this is precisely what, and the thing about art and artists, is I personally believe two things. Art is incomplete without an audience, and the main audience the artist makes art for is them themselves.
Hmm.
And
Okay, so
this is
I saw theater about this. Listen. Uh,
okay.
so in that play, uh, a guy was arguing that art is incomplete without the artist, and
Mhm.
another guy was saying, when I see a painting on the wall, I don't give a fuck about who painted this. I want to admire what is in the paint, right? So the woman who was posed this
I kind of
question,
disagree with this, but continue.
we both do, okay, but
Mhm.
I'm just narrating you the play.
Mhm.
So the woman abruptly said to the guy who was talking about I don't give a fuck about the artist. The
Mhm.
woman just said to the guy, I love you.
Mhm.
Uh, the guy got flustered, right?
Mhm.
And then he was like, okay, if your wife had said this to you, or if your kid had said this to you would have a very different emotion than you did just now, right?
Uh-huh.
So essentially, words mean things, but the meaning can be changed significantly from the source. If I see an art about, say, okay, say a dark skinned person is smacking the white skinned person with a whip. Okay, if I know that the person who wrote this is who drew this, sorry, is of the dark skin community, is a person of color, I will identify it as a fight against racism.
Mhm.
If I know that the person who drew this is a white person,
Mhm.
I will think of it as disdain for the blacks.
Yeah.
So this is a very trivial, bad,
So, so
gauzy
you
example.
can't really. So what we're getting out of this, you can't really separate the art from the artist because the artist is the main source of context that contextualizes the art, right?
Yep.
Let's say you boot up Pink Floyd and you're hearing "Shine On You Crazy Diamond." If you don't know the context behind it, you're gonna go, "Oh, this is a great piece. I'm levitating. I'm in the air." But if you know it was about the whole album was about Sid Barrett and how he struggled with his mental disorders, you'll have your heart in your hand, and you'll be just sitting there, fucking depressed like a moron,
Okay. Okay. So
sentimental.
we'll be ending this very soon. Talking about art and the artist,
Mhm.
do we keep doing podcasts like these on this channel?
Why not?
So we just sit down once every 2 weeks or like something like that and make
Mhm.
podcasts.
Hell yeah.
This is better than one of us ranting.
Uh-huh.
So we're
I
gonna
mean, we can like make shorts. If you want to rant, you can just make a short out of it, right?
yeah. If you want to rant, make a short or make a video. If you want to rant about something, you have a topic in mind, make a video. But in general,
Yeah.
we're gonna do podcasts.
Hell yeah. We can even have guests over. Who knows someday?
Oh, bro, like if we ever do have guests over, I know a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
You know Kunal,
Could
you know. Let's not reveal the
Uh-huh.
names, right? But
Yeah, yeah, the don't. Shh.
so so
uh,
Tenderlings is now a podcast, I guess.
yeah.
Uh, what is the last word you would like to be in this video?
Sharpeners are great.
And my last word is cleaner. I guess that concludes this episode of Tenderlings we have now. Uh, I'll
How
see you.
tender.
Okay. So before we end this, since we are on this podcast and it's a very meta thing now that we are planning this podcast on the podcast, when
Uh,
when do we sit? Usually,
Probably at night when we're most charged.
so like Saturday nights.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
I'm down.
every week,
Yeah.
every
Every week. Why not?
every Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, every Saturday.
You
Why
know
not?
what? Yeah, let's just unless one of us is unavailable, obviously, but like
Mhm.
at least for a start, every Saturday.
Yeah. Cool
Nice.
stuff.
So
Hmm.
bye bye.
I mean, it has been an amazing episode, man. Like, genuinely.
Yep,
Can't
yep,
wait to like continue this forward, and I can't wait to like see the reception that we get.
yep. I don't think there will be any reception beyond at least in the first like 15-20 videos.
I mean, yeah, but then again, we know a lot of people, so.
I'm gonna share this on my story. Like, okay, yo guys, I have a
Uh,
podcast now. But beyond that,
uh, uh,
I hate marketing myself. You know that.
yeah, I kind of hate that stuff too, but like,
Yeah.
I want to see people. Because the thing is, I love talking to people, and I want to also know what they think. Oh, what does color represent to them? Or what is their favorite philosopher or their favorite book? I like that kind of. When I watch a YouTube video, I look more at the comments than the video itself.
Yes, yes. You know,
Alright.
talking about the thing about not liking to market ourselves. Remember when in the school farewell they
Mhm.
had the two of us competing for a sash?
Yeah, I didn't do shit.
You know what? Like the juniors, the organizing committee, like uh, the yeah, I'll not name the person, but she texted me 3 days before the farewell. Bro, we want you to win. Do something. Why haven't you done anything about this? I'm like, why should I?
Yeah, exactly, man.
You
I
have
find it to be so cheap. Yeah,
you
I
have
find advertisement to be really cheap. I don't like the idea of
yeah,
that,
people
especially.
the three main people who were competing, you, me, and we both know who we are talking about.
Mhm.
We would love to see the other win more than we would love to see our own selves win.
Yeah,
Anyways,
actually,
so cool episode. Stop recording.
actually, really cool episodes. Really tender. See
Really
you in the
tender.
next one.
See you in the next one.